8 days, 10 days, and 12 days. So it hits you like wave after wave after wave after wave of good news. How nice of you. Hi guys, it's Cohen again, and in this second video of a series, I'm going to be sharing with you what I call how to deliver the good news sequence. Of course, at work, whenever we have good news, we want to be the bearer of the good news. It makes us look good. However, sometimes people rush through a good news presentation and they waste the opportunity to make the most out of it. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how Lawrence Wong delivered this particular good news sequence. This video is non-political. I do not support any political agenda here, and neither am I here to offer political commentary. This video is purely an unpacking of Lawrence Wong's presentation skills so that we all, as professionals, as business owners, as founders, can learn and adopt this in our own speaking. And with that, let's proceed.
I will start with something every parent wishes they had more of: time.
Again, as you saw from the previous video, he always starts by going broad in order to gain agreement. I'll start with something all parents wish they have more of: time. And I'm sure most people watching this will agree with it. It largely increases your ability to influence them.
One of the greatest gifts we can give parents is more time with their children. Over the years, we have significantly expanded paid parental leave. Today, parents receive up to 30 weeks of government paid leave. That's 16 weeks of maternity leave, 4 weeks of paternity leave, and 10 weeks of shared parental leave. When you add it all up, that's 7.5 months of paid leave. It's a lot.
When you want to deliver good news, what you want to do is usually layer it. So you start with what is already good. You get people settled in for that feel-good factor, and then you build on it. Let's watch how he does that.
Can we go further? I won't rule it out.
So once again, he is hinting at progress. Can we go further? He pauses strategically. And then he said, I won't rule it out. Again, a pause for dramatic effect, allowing the audience to receive that information and start clapping. Now the audience is excited with what's to come.
But these leave arrangements have just been introduced, and employers do need time to adapt. So we will let these changes settle in first.
Whoa, this, if you actually just listen to him mention this in passing, you will have missed this extremely strategic point. The government and the employers always want to work alongside each other, hand in hand. So here is where he is already seeding his collaboration partners. I wouldn't say sending a warning or sending a hint to his enemies or competitors or opponents, because the employers are not really opponents. They are collaborators. So he's already sending that message already. He says, let's give them some time to let this settle in. Let them get used to it. How nice of you.
But there is one area where we can do more now, and that's childcare leave.
Fantastic. Remember, he has already delivered the good news. Now he is layering the next layer of good news. But there's one more area we can do better of, and that's childcare leave.
Today, childcare leave is not tied to the number of children you have. It's the same whether you have one child or more. Every working parent now receives 6 days if their youngest child is 6 years or below, 2 days if their youngest child is 7 to 12 years old. That's for every working parent.
So this is where he just lay the current context, share with people, this is what's the current situation, okay? And then you wait for what's going to come, the improvement.
Many parents tell us this is not enough, because having more children means greater caregiving responsibilities. And older children still need their parents. The needs are different, but they do not go away. So parents often end up using their own annual leave.
Remember in the previous video, he stated the problem. He took a little bit more time to get to the problem because the arc of this particular story is good news. But he is trying to lay the foundation for why the current status quo is not good enough. And he said, parents have shared with me. When he's used lines like that, he is actually signaling he empathizes with the current challenges of parents. When people hear this, they felt listened, they felt seen, they felt heard, they felt understood.
So we will increase childcare leave.
Then he delivered the good news. But you notice how he started easing into the good news. He delivers the good news in layers. So we'll increase childcare leave. And then pause for the applause. He didn't mention how many days just yet.
And we will do it such that the more children you have, the more leave you will get.
Again, now he said, we will do it such in a certain way. The more children you have, the more leave you'll have. Again, pause, allowing the audience to gasp and go, wow, and they start to clap. Right? Another layer of good news. When you deliver good news in layers, in sequence, right, you actually lengthen the impact of your good news. You actually increase the feel-good factor. So the audience feel, wow. Of course, I'm not here to comment or debate on whether this news is good or not good, enough or not enough. That's, again, once again, this is not a political video. I have no comments about that. I'm just commenting on how he delivers his presentation.
Here is what the new arrangement looks like. Every working parent will get 8 days with one child, aged 12 and below, 10 days with 2 children, aged 12 and below.
10 days, okay, so now he's increasing, right? So this is like the waterfall effect. You're just like hit with a cascade of good news.
And 12 days with 3 children, 3 or more children.
And you notice he paused and when he delivered the final one, 12 days, his entire body jerks forward. He speaks with so much gusto. He speaks with what I call increasing intensity. 8 days, 10 days, and 12 days. So now when he delivers in such a increasing intensity, right, he creates a momentum. This is extremely powerful techniques used by politicians when they speak.
When you add it up, the increase is significant. Take a working couple with 3 primary school children. Today, they receive 4 days of childcare leave. With these changes, they will receive 24 days.
Wow. The before and after. Currently after 24 days. Of course, he chose the one with the biggest delta in order to show the increment, right? So on the slide, on the visuals, it looks good.
So this will give parents more time and much greater flexibility to care for their children. Today, the financial cost of child-related leave is shared between the government and employers.
Remember earlier on, he talked about the number of days for maternity leave, right? He said, well, give them some time to settle in. Now, he circles back to it. This is what I call a callback. So the earlier loop he opened, remember he opened that loop, he seeded it there, he let it to rest. Now he comes back to reopen that loop. Very, very powerful storytelling and presentation technique.
We have reviewed this arrangement. I have decided that the government will cover the cost of all statutory child-related leave up to the reimbursement limit.
This is an interesting one. I am also at two minds about this. When he suddenly used the word, I have decided. Previously, he has always been we. Suddenly, he used I, which is a bit of a departure. And I wondered, is it because he's the one who really came up with it and he wants to claim credit for that good piece of news? Or he may have just really slipped of tongue and just departed from his we into I. But somehow when he delivered, he said, I have decided, that particular piece of good news, when he used I, he claims ownership of it. And I actually think that that's very powerful in associating himself with the bearer of the good news. He's not just the bearer of the good news, he is the person who decided on that good news. Cue warm applause. Thunderous applause.
This will reduce, of course, the financial burden on employers. And with the government paying for the leave, let us be very clear.
And with the government paying for the leave, pause, let us be very clear. See, he uses this kind of little transition statements here to signal that I'm about to deliver the big blow, the coup de grace, the call to action.
Employers should be more supportive of employees who are parents.
Wow, he does really know how to deliver a good line, doesn't he? He with the fist pumping, with the gesture, employers should be more supportive, right, of parents, and his entire head was like shaking forward and moving forward. that man's on a warpath, he definitely knows how to deliver a punchline.
So I ask all employers to do your part. Support parents in your organizations and give them confidence to take the leave they are entitled to. Help them settle back into work afterwards. Make sure that becoming a parent never becomes a disadvantage in someone's career. Remember, parents who feel supported are better able to give their best at...
When he said, remember, parents who are more supported will be able to give their best. This is when the word remember, I don't know whether it's a deliberate choice again or not, because this was never mentioned previously in the speech, so what's there to remember? Secondly, it may have been mentioned previously, but then people may not have remembered. But when he used the word remember, he is actually creating this impression that, this is something that we all already know, but perhaps have forgotten, so we need to remember. Although I have to say that he's actually making a very big claim here, but he chooses to use the word remember, perhaps for strategic purpose.
Home and at work. That is good for families, good for employers, and good for Singapore.
Again, that politician way of speaking. This is a rhetorical device called the anaphora. The anaphora is when you use the same words in 3 or more consecutive verses. So here you notice he says, good for families, good for employers, good for Singapore. So every single time it was a step up in intensity. This is a very powerful way to drive home a point. So there you go. You have just seen how Lawrence Wong, when he's delivering good news, specifically breaks down his good news in so many different waves. So he hits you like wave after wave after wave after wave of good news. So whether the news is great or not that great, it just comes across as wow, like we are getting more. And wow, there's more. And there's more. That's how you actually deliver a good news message. If you have just said, before we did this, today we are going to do this, you have totally flattened out that message. People will be happy with that good news, but they only cheer once. And that feel-good factor is not as strong as when he dragged it out and create layers after layers after layers. I hope you have taken away something very useful here. So the next time you need to deliver good news at work, in business, you may want to adopt this Cascading Good News Sequence technique. I hope you're enjoying this series of videos so far. In the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to strategically use what I call a capstone story to drive your point home. So stay tuned to the next video.